Thank you for joining us wherever you are. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Old Ways Actual Play team. This actual play uses the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu tabletop role-playing game rules by Chaosium. This actual play is performed by adults and in an adult setting. While we try very hard to stick to language for all ages, listeners should know that this podcast may include mature themes. All content, including names, places, events, companies, and etc., that may bear resemblance to entities living or dead, is strictly coincidental. My name is Michael Diamond, and for tonight's game, I will be your keeper. Good evening, and thank you again for joining us on another episode of the Old Ways Podcast. I am your keeper, Keeper Michael, and we return to Masks of Nyarlathotep in our Shanghai chapter. What we like to do at the start of the show is thank you, the Patreon supporter, and you, the listener. Both of you are fantastic, and we love you. And we hope very dearly that you are enjoying our romp through Shanghai. And so I'm going to start with introductions, and that's to my right.
This is Tiffany, and I play Meave O'Shea, and hopefully I won't get blown out of a truck this time.
Yeah, no, that would be very key. If there are any more trucks that you find inside the house, I would encourage you to not get blown out of them either. To Miss O'Shea's right.
This is Morgan. I play Lillian Lane, and I did not get blown out of, I got blown out of a truck, but I tuck and rolled.
Tuck and roll. Very good. At the end of the table.
This is Jake. I'm playing Jack Doyle, and last episode we had a blast.
Indeed you did. Very good. To Mr. Doyle's right.
This is Lonnie, and I'm playing Robert Drummond, and I totally did not bribe my keeper tonight.
No, that's true. No bribes have been accepted, and no bribes have been offered. To Mr. Drummond's right.
Hi, this is Heather, and I play Stasi. And I'm really hoping I don't have to laugh at Death's face again. But if I do, I am ready to make it a throaty chuckle.
Wonderful. To Stasi's right.
Hi, this is James. I'll be playing Dr. Sigmund Hattenbach. And I really hope I don't have to go sewing people back together and mopping people up again. Jeez.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a triage, some of these last outings, Doctor. Hopefully, you won't have to. And last but certainly not least.
This is Alex playing Saint-Bernard, who is very, very curious about the contents of this manor.
Indeed, I'm sure you are. So when last we left our investigators, they had found their way through, in a very creative way, the front gate here of the manor, which the estate of Ho Fang, and had sort of made their way deeper past a courtyard, through some doors, and begun seeking out different and more tantalizing objects. They are in search, of course, of potentially the owner of said residence and other things which might wait inside. So, Jack, just past these double doors, you sort of peek out and you see a big pool of water. You hear the babbling of the water feature running nearby. And the trouble you have, obviously, is that it's very dark out here. This is some sort of courtyard or pavilion further deeper in to the estate. And even in the after effects of the dynamite that was used, it's very quiet out here. So what are you doing?
How much of the room can I see?
With your just peeking out the door just a little bit? Not much at all. There's a single light that shines maybe, roughly 40 or 50 feet to your right. And you're just ever so slightly looking out that door. But other than that, you don't see a ton of other lights.
I'm going to try to listen.
Okay.
Because I think this might be a connection to the hallway.
Could be.
Because of the babbling water.
Sure.
That would be a 50 on the nose, which is not a success.
Interesting. So, yeah, you hear the water. and you hear the stillness in the air. That's about it.
All right. Anybody else coming up?
I don't know. That's a good question. The rest of your investigators will wait behind you.
Sure. I will follow right behind him. I have my blade already out.
Okay.
All
What's
right.
everybody else doing?
Watching behind us.
Staying towards the back of the group somewhat. But I guess Doc will go up too. He goes where he's needed, and he may be needed.
Okay.
I'm going to stay by the dock to make sure he doesn't die.
Okay. Stasi?
I'm going to hang back a bit, probably closer to Sam, just to kind of keep an eye out as everyone kind of starts making their way through. There's only so much room we can get through that doorway.
That's very true.
Yeah, with everybody moving into the opposite hall, I would like to move back into the hall that we came from.
Sure.
I know that there was a door across the hall that was broken by Jack.
Yep.
And I believe there's a door past that I would like to begin making my way toward, and also making sure that, we're not going to get flanked by whomever.
Okay. So as you step out into the hallway, give me a stealth roll. Stasi, are you following him out?
I am going to move to the door, but not go through into the hallway.
Okay.
Do hard success 28 under 95. Is that?
Okay. You move back out into the hallway. You go to you see the door that obviously is Sand's handle.
Right.
Jack broke. And there is one a little bit further down, yes.
Then I would like to move further down the hallway toward that door. And I will be as quiet as possible. Obviously trying to keep an eye out for ne'er-do-wells or do-wells, whoever's not us.
Right.
And I will be testing that door when I get to it.
Okay. Jack, you ease back from the door, or are you going in?
And I'm going to slowly open the door.
Mhm.
Nose it open. So I can get a better look into the room.
Make me a stealth roll.
27 under 82, so that would be a hard success.
Okay. You nose the door open. Across the space, at least that's your first interpretation of it. Across the space, you see the flash of a barrel.
Dodge.
You cannot. What you can do, of course, is get a little armor rating from that door, which I will give you. So everyone hears a gun go. So Jack, take 3 points of damage.
Do you count the armor I'm wearing too?
The
Yeah.
clamshell. How much is it? What did I say? 2 armor points?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so take 1.
Okay.
You get the door soaks up some of the bullet, and then you hear it splinter against, and basically you feel like you got punched in the chest. But you definitely got shot.
Jack, are you all right?
Just a second. I'm going to open up on this room.
Okay. Sam, and obviously really everybody hears the gunshot. Sam, you moved up to the door. You were going to begin investigating the door.
Yes.
You were, okay. So what, locksmithing? Or just going to see if it opens?
See if it's open first.
Yeah, it's open.
Okay, and then I hear a bunch of gunfire.
Well, you hear a single shot ring out.
Got you. I will give this room a listen for. I will listen for a response. Is it lit in here or is it dark?
Oh, you went in?
Well, if I does the door like push or pull?
It pushes.
Okay. So if I push in, if I realize it's open, then yeah, I'll listen first for a response to the gunshot. If I don't hear anybody in here yelling or moving, and and I can't tell if it's dark or light at this point, I will slide into the room.
Okay. It is dark in that room. Jack, you had a gun out. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that your intent is to use it. So what is your dexterity plus 50?
110.
Okay. Jack on 110.
I am going to spray in that direction of that muzzle fire.
Okay, with the Thompson?
Yeah.
Okay, so The way it functionally works now is we're using the lethality rules. And what that does for you is you're going to make a firearms roll.
Okay.
Okay. Depending upon the number of successes, the success that you have with it, what will happen is it has a lethality rating of 10%. And so you'll fire, you're spraying basically. And when you do, you'll hit someone and then you'll roll the D10s again for its lethality rating. If the lethality rating is under 10%, that person's dead automatically. The weapon for that Thompson, since it's spraying, has a kill radius of about 1 to 3 meters. And so the lethality rating can go off. And if it goes off, it could potentially kill anybody in a 1 to 3 meter area that you're spraying down.
Okay.
I would just like to make sure that everybody understands that lethality rules go both ways.
Trying to tell us not to get shot.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
How much luck you got? All right, so go ahead and give me a rifles roll. You'll be fine.
Ooh, that is 56 out of 56.
So super helpful. You're just spraying the room?
Well, that particular area.
Okay. So go ahead and roll the 10%.
No, 84.
Okay. So what I want you to do then is to roll me 1d6 for every 3% of lethality. So 3d6. Right?
Yeah. That is 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. You fire into the room. So there is that very well-known burst that comes out of the Thompson. Miss Lane, you are partially deafened because he's firing an automatic weapon in an enclosed space.
I cover my cover my ears with my hands.
You do reflexively.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it does not keep you now from being at disadvantage for every listen roll from now on, at least until your ears recover. Fortunately for you, Jack, you think that you hit one of them, and when you by one of them, after you're firing into the room, you see shadows move all along the wall.
Okay, then I will pull back afterwards.
You will do your best to, yes. That means that we fall to the aforementioned Miss Lane on 90.
Yes. And I can't see out into that room, even though the door's splintered out there.
You can't see into that room now because Jack has come in. So like the double doors he's in front of that he just popped out and fired off the Thompson, which caused the hearing problem for you.
Oh, I didn't know if the doors had broke when they had shot back.
No, just the single bullet came in.
Got it. I am going to then back into the dining area again.
Okay.
How big is that table?
It's pretty big.
Okay, so I can't flip it?
No.
Okay.
It seats 22 people.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then
if Lillian could flip that over.
Be amazing. Yeah. All right. Well, then I'm going to just come around the corner there to the right, but like where you have me, just a little bit more in, just so.
So you're going to go deeper into the room?
Yes. I'm going to stay there.
Okay. You move deeper into the room, still covering your ears a little bit reflexively from all of the echoing gunfire. And so, Mr. Drummond, it appears there is a dance going on now. Players have come to the dance.
I know that Sam left out the side.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they're shooting at the front.
Yep.
I want to take a look out the side.
Okay.
And see if I see anyone coming that way.
So you're gonna sort of crane over Stasi and look out the same door that she is?
Sure.
Okay.
Spot hidden, I assume?
You are correct.
Nope, 67 over 55.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really get a terribly good look. It's not very well lit down there. There's
Plus
a little bit of light
in the way.
Well, I mean,
I'm not that tall. I'm sure you could probably peer over me.
You can't blame her for everything now, Robert.
I could blame her for a lot of things, though.
Well, right.
You could try.
Sam on 75.
You would fail.
I will make a hushed hand sign at the arguing pair at the door as I kind of let this door swing shut, and I will turn my torch on so I can see where I am.
Oh, fantastic. You are in a library.
Oh, fuck me.
A big one, Sam. Just scanning around this room, there's mahogany shelf upon mahogany shelf. I mean, there has to be 2,000-3,000 books in here. It's very impressive. Very.
Sounds impressive. I'm saying nothing about this room until the fight is over. Anyway, carry on. I'll be in stunned silence for a while.
Yeah, so the carpets here are very plush. The carpets and rugs here. It sort of deadens the sound of even your feet as you slowly scan the room with your torch. The bookshelves go up, 10, 11 feet. There are proper wheeled ladders system to get around to get to the higher shelves. This is an absolute dream for any reader.
We definitely don't have time to check any books out. Let's get to know that it's here. Should probably not set it on fire.
Sam, why don't you make me a luck roll while you're there?
Oh, no. That is a 43 under 62. It's a success. Hopefully that's what I wanted.
Very good. The nice part is, Sam, so far you don't see any other beings and people in this room.
Well, that's good. Beings being the key denominator.
Just putting it out there. Stasi on 65.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on the book porn and thinking I need to pull a Lillian and touch everything.
You're still in the main dining room, obviously.
I am, with Drummond hanging over me.
But now peering out that window or peering out that door, you see that Sam has left into whatever door he's gotten. He's gone somewhere else now.
Okay. Do a spot hidden to see if I notice anything in that hallway.
Sure.
Possibly a listen check if I do not see anything. That would be my follow-up. So let's start with spot hidden.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, that's a 10.
Okay.
Under 65.
Okay, so that's an extreme.
Extreme success.
So further down this way, Stasi, you notice a couple of things. You notice that just beyond the torchlight here with that extreme success, you notice that there are people down there. And they're hiding out just out of the torchlight there, just in the shadows. You don't really know where they're looking at, but they're definitely not. They're doing their best to stay out of the light.
The cockroaches always do go for the dark. Okay.
So I would give you the listen roll if you wanted, but understand that it will take the rest of your action.
Okay. No, I think I have an idea. I don't see anybody else. And can I make out how many are there?
No, you just see movement. Even with the extreme, there's a person, at least a person down there.
If not two.
If not two,
just
or three
kind of
or
a
four.
guess.
Yeah.
Well, more than likely, if there are already more, they're farther down. So, but yeah, that would make sense, especially considering the gunshot. I will kind of elbow Drummond, first of all, to move out of my circle of space initially. And then I will kind of very quietly use finger gestures to indicate any number of things. But first I will look at Drummond. I will look at you. Look at, two eyes. Look at me. I'm the person you can see down the hallway now.
Yes, your eyes are down there. I know.
Yes. Eyes down here, Frodo. And I will then kind of motion my fingers to down the hallway, 1 or 2 down the hall, and then indicate you gun.
I will nod back and then elbow her out of the way.
Okay. So Stasi, are you spending your move at all, or are you staying in this room?
I think at this point I am going to back up a little bit out of the doorway to give Drummond the obvious space that he is desiring. I will refrain from giving into my inner impulses and tripping him as he tries to go through the door. And because nobody puts baby in the corner.
Well, he's not moving just yet. But you can stand clear and let him get to it. But that will be the rest of your actions. So
yes.
We're going to go now to Miss O'Shea on 65 because you both have 65. And so I would just ask the lock of the party, what are you doing?
Probably. So where we're at is we heard gunfire.
Yep.
Jack started blast. So anyways, Jack started blasting. And then people are moving because of the gunfire, correct?
It seems that way, yes.
Okay. So we're still in the dining room, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to knock the doctor down with me and get cover.
Okay. So
Like make him get down, like yank him down and
okay, so you move to the other side of the table and sort of we'll just say not so carefully, but carefully tell the doctor, hey, get down. Yoink.
Well, what is going to work? And then I fall over.
Yeah, you do that fairly well. On 60, before the doc gets to move, some other things are going to begin happening. Robert, you were given the ability to sort of take up that space that Stasi had. So I'm going to give you a spot hidden roll reflexively to see something before it happens.
That is an 1 out of 55.
Oh, take 5 points of luck.
Thank you.
Ready.
Yep. Immediate lucks on 0-1 criticals. You see it before it happens, Robert, and it's very, very, it's a nightmarish thing, really. You see a man, a figure in all black from head to toe, who has a very sort of long curved weapon in his right hand. You see him moving with purpose down the hallway. He stops before he gets sort of perpendicular to where the door where Sam went in at, and he throws a cylindrical object at your door. So you see it coming, which means you won't be disadvantaged when it goes off. All right. Doctor on 55.
Doc is taking this round to cower down behind the table with Maeve, making sure that we are safe and even perhaps going a bit. Did the table get tipped over? I didn't.
It did not.
We had discussed it was really fairly large and heavy. Then it will be safer to be under it then.
Okay. You hunker down under the table.
Da, come here, Liebchen. Sit under here.
There is, at the end of the round, a great splash of water. And now we're at the top of the round. Jack, without your weapon bonus, unless you're going to peek back out into that room and use it, you will obviously change to a different initiative.
Yeah.
Which is what, 60?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Lane, 90.
Are my ears still affected this round?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I am going to poke my head around the corner to Jack and yell at him louder than I probably normally would.
Honey, we gotta go.
Yeah.
And that's saying something.
Jack, should we get out of here?
Yeah, pull back a bit.
What? What are you saying? I'm gonna go around behind the table. Do I still move?
You have enough of a move.
Okay. I'm gonna go behind the table by where Maeve and the doc are, and I'm gonna take a knee because I have my shotgun with me.
You have a weapon with you, yes, a long arm.
And so I will take a knee in preparation of somebody coming through that door. That's not Jack.
Right. Very good. That is your action. Mr. Drummond on 80.
I'm going to shut the door. Then I'm going to basically fling myself and Stasi back
Okay.
away from the door.
So I'm going to give you a dexterity roll. It is a hard dexterity roll. Not to grab her, but only because of her time in training. Stasi, you're getting grabbed reflexively by Robert.
I failed it anyways. 87 over 80.
Gonna push that.
Yeah, I really got to get out of the way of this because if that's what I think it is, I think the door is going to be coming at me at a high rate of speed.
Before you roll, You need to tell the entirety of the audience how you're pushing it. How are you trying even harder?
Football tackle.
Okay, so you're gonna change your tact rather than and then roll with it. You're gonna try to completely sweep her off her feet.
Absolutely.
How romantic of you, Robert. Go ahead and roll.
I'm I'm
boy.
a traditional romantic person at heart, and that's why I rolled a 19.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Those of you at the far end of the table, Dr. Locke, otherwise known as Miss O'Shea, Lillian, you see Robert close the door at the other end of the room, and he pivots and then tackles Stasi deeper into the room. And a moment after that, a bomb goes off.
Doc reflexively grabs Maeve and Lillian and forces them down even further and kind of puts his back to the bomb. So shrapnel comes through, is going to hit him first.
Understood. I'm going to give you basically effectively 2 points of armor from these very grand doors that lead in, which is good. That is... Stasi, this takes you completely by surprise. You
I'm sure.
reflexively get checked and then basically, forced onto the ground. That's 6 points of damage, Mr. Drummond. And because of your rather heroic action, Stasi doesn't take any damage.
You're welcome.
Damn it, I'm never going to live this down.
Robert, you are on fire. Your clothes are on fire.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Okay. You roll off of Stasi and continue to roll to get them to put out. Sam on 75. The hallway you were in, there's a concussive blast that happens in it. The doors to the library vibrate like real hard.
As one who is not unfamiliar with things exploding, I'm going to move away from the explosion.
Mm-hmm. And deeper into the library?
Yes. I will get as far as I can from it, as fast as I can, and then take stock of the situation once I've gotten away from it.
Okay. Take stock of the doors?
Well, you said that the doors vibrate. Is there any...
Yeah, like from the blast.
Right. Do I hear screaming?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. But it is your action.
Yes, then I will continue to move further into the room.
Okay. Yeah, you move deeper into the room. As you do, at the far end of this room, your torch picks up what looks like a working desk and several books laid out, including other, what look like accoutrements, maybe writing tablets, pens. There seem to be a couple of tiny jars on the desk.
I mean, you said this library is pretty large. Like, can I make it to the desk at a hustle or at a sprint?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can hustle over to the desk.
I'm not going to waste too much time here, but if we caught somebody working or if something was left out, then who knows what's going to happen to this house, right?
I mean, I certainly don't.
Right. So I will definitely give the desk a once, twice, or 3 times over.
Okay. Yep. Spot hidden roll if you would.
Sure. That is a hard success, 28 under 85.
There is something here which piques your interest, and it's one of the books that seemingly was left out.
Go on.
Go on.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
This book appears, anyway, to have a light blue leather cover. It appears, anyway, to be just leafing through some of the stuff. It appears to be a journal, a recounting. I mean, you're only getting the briefest of look at it.
Sure. Is there what about it sparked my my interest? Is it just elaborate and interesting and otherwise peculiar?
It's written in English, and it's one of the few books here that is written in English. That's what piques your curiosity about it.
Oh.
The cover material feels a little strange. There's also a smell of sulfur on this book.
Okay. I'm sold. Are there any like notes or leaflets or anything stuck to it?
No.
It was just out. There wasn't necessarily like...
It looks like it's directly from the to be read pile. Like this book sat here next to the chair on a book holder, simply waiting to be opened. It looks like it was the next thing in line to be read.
Well, far be it for me to get in between, a book and its purpose. It just might not be here. So
Glorious purpose.
I will shove it into my bag and continue listening for chaos as I make my way back toward the door.
Speaking of chaos, on 65, having been tackled, Stasi, and luckily Robert has rolled off of you, so you're free to move.
Well, if he hadn't, he would be on the floor by now. Anyway, so I did a quick int roll for myself and resisted the urge to automatically strike out when being grabbed. So you're welcome. So after the boom occurs, and thank you for taking that for me, I am going to scramble back to the wall up against next to the door and make sure that I have my trusty knuckles on and one of my handy knives prepared, and keep an ear out, see if I hear footsteps coming down the hallway.
All right.
I am preparing to, should someone walk through that door, to strike.
Sure. We can hold your action. That's fine.
Yep.
The other portion of it. Miss O'Shea on 65. Continuing to hunker down.
Yeah, for the moment. I guess I'll wait and see what else happens. I mean,
Fair enough. Jack, roll a d10 for me.
5.
With the cover behind this door and the blast from behind you, you're starting to feel a little bit of that feeling like you're under siege. And this is sort of a script flip from earlier when you were the aggressor. Now there's a push to come back. The door you're next to gets kicked in. And through that opening, when that door gets kicked in, a gun is fired multiple times into that space. Now, since they are effectively firing blindly, because they're not willing to give up their own cover, they're going to be at disadvantage for this roll. But given the fact that they're also going to make multiple shots, they will be at further disadvantage later on. Ooh, that's close to a malfunction. So the gun gets pulled twice. You hear the shot, you see the muzzle flare, and in between those muzzle flashes, you see someone step into that space. It's not the shooter, it's someone else. And the person that steps in that space has like a 1.5 feet or so long curved blade. And they're going to step in on you and attempt to gut you like a fish.
All right. Well, I'm going to attempt to dodge.
You should absolutely try that.
Actually, I'm going to fight back.
Okay. What are you going to fight back with?
With the butt of my gun.
Allow you to do it because it's a rifle. If it was not a rifle, I would not let you fight back with it at all.
6.
So we actually have the same level of success. That's a 9.
Okay.
Ties will go in this case to the defender. So you block the first weapon strike. The Thompson gets a nasty gash along the top of it. It obviously doesn't penetrate the metal, but there's a really nasty scratch along it, and the blade kind of kicks off the top of the sight. Unfortunately for you in this case, it leaves you open to be shot at. So you're going to take the regular pistol round that hit. Obviously, you have armor, so we'll take that into account as well. So -2 to the damage for them. That's 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And so people at the table in the nearby space are going to hear another gunshot go off. And then, Stasi, someone steps through that door. Robert, you are stop, dropping, and rolling.
Yep.
And you, as you're sort of coming to, you can see a figure in black step through the door. And he has he has 2 blades in his hand. And these are that same sort of hooked fish cutting, chopping weapon. And Stasi, you'll get a chance to attack. He's going to make a roll to see if he's surprised or not. And he will be surprised. So, the way surprise attacks work, you can take the automatic if that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
It's an automatic hit, and you can just roll damage. You can choose to roll and obviously run the potential of failure, but obviously also run the potential of impaling someone because you'll be at advantage for that roll.
I will actually, in this case, take the automatic. I am trying to go for the lower part of the leg.
So there's no called shots in this system.
Right. Just general, not necessarily a called shot, but just like when I'm turned because I am down crouched below, I'm just going to go across, slice across, and try to get some part of the lower leg.
Okay.
Because I figured that's about where my height level is in attacking.
Roll damage.
So that's 5.
Okay. They obviously give you a nice sort of heavy gut grunt in a reply. Ugh.
And I will make sure to bring the arm with the knuckles up so that should they either fall or turn towards me, that I will be in more defensive mode.
Okay, very good. Jack on 60.
So there's 2 guys in this doorway.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Technically speaking, there's the guy with the gun is sort of half in, half out. Then there's the immediate man in your face trying to chop you into fish food.
All right. I am going to withdraw.
I mean, you can step back out of the space, yeah. There's no attacks of opportunity here,
right.
so...
So I'm going to step back, and then I'm going to light up this entire doorway.
Okay. So I'm imagining Jack stepping back into that sort of the doorway of this long dining room, and then just firing as many...
Yeah, I'm just going to
spray the area.
Spray the entire doorway.
Yeah, go ahead. Make a rifle roll.
I am going to spend 7 points of luck to make that a success. So I'm going to roll my lethality. And that is not a success.
Okay. So if you want to go ahead and roll me 3d6, you're only going to hit the man directly in front of you with the blades.
Ooh, oh, that's okay. 13.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you put a bunch of holes in this dude. He does not fall. He falls back against the wall in there, and you can see him sort of just in the gunfire. You can see him react and try to put himself together. Alrighty. Doctor, are you taking any action on your action? Or are you staying hunkered down?
Doc is currently staying hunkered down. He is giving a quick once over to both Meave and Lillian to make sure that none of the door shrapnel made its way into either of them. But for the moment, yes, he feels it is far safer with all these gunfires and explosions to be under the table. Yes, I think we are all quite safer under here, Jack.
Jack, now using a weapon, which means he'll get his bonus to initiative again, which means he's going to get a chance to go again.
Yeah, unless I'm going to do the same thing I did last time.
Okay, so this is your third trigger pull. So
that's probably it.
A drum on a Thompson holds 50.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 30.
I think it holds 50. And so that means to me, you have this one plus 2 more.
Okay.
I'm figuring out a trigger pull on fully automatic is about 10 rounds.
Yeah.
So if you want to go ahead, if you want to continue to perforate that door, you can.
Yeah. That is 19.
Okay. So that is a hit.
That is a hard success, not a...
Nope. So roll lethality for that weapon.
Come on. 46. That is 13 again.
13 again? Okay. Are you firing at that same guy?
No, I'm going to fire at the guy with the gun.
Fire through the door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he'll end up taking about 11.
Right.
Right? Because the door is going to give him a little bit of armor, but it's pretty clear that you've stitched him as well.
And then I will roll back around the edge of the door.
Okay. Just to keep yourself from being in the line of fire. Okay. Very good. That's 110. Lillian on 90.
Well, the doctor knocked me over, so I was at the ready with my rifle.
Yeah, absolutely. And that door that Jack just came out of is probably effectively still open enough at this point that you could shoot. I mean, you can see people in that space now.
Oh, okay.
At least a person.
Am I allowed to check the doctor over and shoot?
What do you mean check the doctor
Well,
over?
because he was injured, wasn't he?
No.
No.
Like from the last game, he wasn't injured.
Oh, yeah. He was injured
rolled-
last
He
episode.
was injured last episode.
But he's recovered.
By checking over him, if you want to make a first aid roll,
Oh.
it would
No, I
take
don't want
a-
to waste
it
my
would
shot.
take a minute.
Sorry, doctor. You can bleed out.
That's fine. I will bleed out quietly over here.
Okay.
Or flesh ward or whatever. I gave him that. So
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. He has the extra
but keep
armor.
in mind that those people who have flesh ward took a ton of damage because of
Yeah.
the explosion. So a lot of that flesh ward is
yeah,
gone.
I only have 8 points left of it. So
Mhm.
Oh, I have none. It carved right through all
It
of
did.
mine.
yeah, that's bullshit.
So did you kill anybody over the? Did you kill
No,
anybody?
I
or
just
it's-
wounded 2.
You wounded it. Okay. And Jack's off to the right and
Yeah.
deeper into the room.
Yeah, you can see him. He's right there. For you, he's right over
Hey.
there to your right.
Okay.
Actually, I want to go to the left because
Oh, do you?
I know that there was an explosion back there, and I don't want my back to the other door.
Good. Done. All done.
I'm gonna shoot through the door where he was just shooting at.
Okay.
Get him, Lillian.
I got a 96 out of 65.
96 out of 65.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a hand of fate and make that a success.
Thanks, Hand of Fate.
Roll damage.
I got a 5.
All right, he drops. All right, very good. That is your action. And so that means, Mr. Drummond, you are up.
Technically, I'm not up, but
Spare me.
well, I'm not dumb enough to try and shoot this character when Stasi's standing right next to him.
All you would really probably need to do is move a little bit slightly out of the way. And you could easily... I mean, she basically waited until he came in and then stabbed him and then moved back.
Okay.
He doesn't have a ton of... They're not directly engaged in Meave because he has not had an opportunity to take an action yet.
Oh, okay. So then, yes, I will shoot him.
Fair enough. I would start with once.
Please make this roll.
So the first roll is a 73
Okay. And you
out
are...
of 45.
Okay. You can't push that roll. You could spend luck, but that's fine. If you're going to take a second shot,
That's a disadvantage.
it is very good.
That's 93, regardless of what happens.
Okay.
And the third shot,
Yep. At disadvantage.
that's a 42, and the second tens is a 42. So
Ooh,
yes,
fantastic.
I actually got one off.
Very good. You fire a few times and eventually find your mark. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, Drummond hit something.
9 points.
Yes.
Not only hit, killed.
Very nice.
A couple of rounds go off. Stasi, you, of course, sort of flinch up a little bit when you see the gun barrel come up. Maybe it's out of reflex. And, yeah, Drummond drops this guy like a bad habit.
I let out a breath.
Sam, there's more gunfire.
There is, and now it's right outside. So we are going to go back to the door and see what we can see.
It's going to take your entire move to get over there.
It's fine. Do I have enough left to kind of...
You want to peek out the door? You want to look through the keyhole?
Sure.
Sure. Go ahead.
I peek. Do I have to roll to peek?
Yeah, you do. Dark hallway, man.
That's a hard success, 20 under 85.
Well, this portion of the hallway looks a little bit smoked out.
This is where the bomb went off, right?
There's a bomb there, and it looks like there are people moving up the hallway here. At least one.
Well, I will watch them because they are likely going to be the target.
Okay.
I can't do anything else, right? That's the end of my...
You can watch them, though.
I watch them.
So, 75, and that means that it's Stasi.
First things first, I will grab the gun off of this now corpse.
He has a really long bladed weapon. It's got a nice heft, big thick handle, and the blade comes up and then curves forward.
I will absolutely fondle this a little bit, and I will then stand up and poke half an ear out the door for a listen to get an idea of what else might be coming down the pipeline.
Sure, go ahead and make me a listen roll.
That is a 28 under 50.
All right, it's pretty easy to hear out this doorway, really, because there's only a few sounds right now in the hallway, and also because the doors are basically gone.
Well, at least the blast was good for something. Okay, do I hear footsteps running down, headed our way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I will play with the heft on this blade and prepare, holding my action while indicating to Drummond, point out, hold up 2 to 3 fingers, and then hold up the blade in preparation to swing through the doorway.
Yeah, the one thing that you're going to have to do is probably put away your brass knuckles, because your hands can't physically get around the handle of this.
Okay.
I mean, unfortunately, the weapon for you is fairly heavy, and it's not a finesse weapon at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about delivering as many hard blows as it can.
Would this be considered, like, for me, a two-handed? Basically, there's enough heft there that 2 hands is perfect. Okay, so I will slip my my brass knuckles back into my discreet places where I keep them, and I shall utilize both hands on the handle after indicating to Drummond through, again, hand signs, indicating out the door, at least 2 to 3 with my fingers.
All
and
right.
then I will hold this up and prepare to...
Baseball swing.
I will be prepared to pivot out the doorway in full swing. That's my current plan.
Very good. Miss O'Shea, 65.
I am going to position myself in such a way to be able to launch out from underneath this table. Basically, I'm going to be like, obviously the table's huge, so not exactly back to back with Lillian, but Lillian's facing the one door. I'll face the other door.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, I don't have a gun, but, I'm going to position myself so that I don't have to, like, scoot around the doctor, or so that I can basically just leap out.
Yeah, makes sense. You've already seen now one guy come through the other door. I mean, you obviously Stasi and Drummond have dealt with him, but who's to say there aren't more?
Right.
And on that note, on 60, some folks are going to come on arrival. So 2 men appear in your doorway, Mr. Drummond, with you and Stasi. And for you, Lillian, given that the door has not yet completely shut yet, you start seeing basically a swarm of people move into this space. They move from the outer door into the dining area. I'll make rolls for them in a second to see if they see you, Jack. Because obviously you've, as Mr. Fraser would say, you have secreted yourself into the corner. All right. So let's deal with these 2. Drummond, you are essentially going to be in the line of fire for one of these shots. And Doctor, you're probably going to get shot at too.
Understood.
Ooh, okay. I'll deal with that in a second. Doctor, you're going to get shot. That is unavoidable.
Oh, no.
And, Mr. Drummond, since there is no dodging gunfire, they walk in and start blasting. Take 4 points of damage, Robert. Doctor, you are a different story. That's an impale. So an impale on this is going to do 12 plus damage dealt. So, Doctor, you take 17 points of damage.
17?
Now, I have a question for you. How much luck do you have?
I have, as it so happens, I have 59 luck rate.
Oh, you do? Well,
I do.
Okay, so you could obviously spend all of your luck and thus not reach your mortar coil end. Or I could offer you door number 2.
Do I get to see what's behind door number 2?
Certainly. What's behind door number 2? What's behind door number 2 is a hand of protection that's been played for you.
Okay.
So here's what's going to happen. You will
Sure.
not take the 17 points of damage. It will cost you 20 points of luck.
Okay. You know what? I will go. Are there other tendony like strings attached to that?
Nope. That's it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will definitely go with B.
Okay.
Yes.
You get shot and flattened.
I was just to say, Doc was in front of Maeve, so and
Yep.
when the guy comes in, he again instinctively makes sure that he's in front.
You take the bullet, Doctor. Where the bullet goes, you're not certain. It passes through you.
Ow.
You watch the doctor collapse. Jack, again.
I'm gonna. Can I take my action now?
You've been holding it, so yes.
I'm going to scream. And how many people are there that I see?
Well, I mean, there are two people who are down at the far end. One of them has shot the doctor. One of them has shot Mr. Drummond. There are people to your left who have just come in, and they are, blade wielding people who are preparing to climb over this table to chop you into bits.
Okay, I am going to. Do I have to roll individually for each person in the room to use dominate, or is it I roll once?
Yeah, dominate's a single target.
Okay.
Unless you really want to try to dominate everybody. Then you can make me a hard power roll.
I want to do that. I want to try.
Okay. So I'll play an empowered hand of fate for you. And then you can make me a hard power roll. And we'll see if your brain leaks out of your ears or not.
Yeah.
Doc is pressing his hands to the gunshot wound in his, I assume, mid-abdomen.
That's a 96 out of 83.
Can I interest you in pushing that roll?
Yes. She's upset.
Okay.
So basically what I'm going to do is like scream at the top of my lungs and look at especially the two with the guns and tell them to drop their weapons. And that's a 49 out of 83. I need what? What's a hard? 41, looks like.
Yes, it would be. It would be. The issue being is that as a pushed roll, you can't spend luck.
Oh,
after
you can't
push.
spend luck. Okay.
It is a failed push roll, and so I'm going to treat it as a failed push roll. So here's what I want you to do, if you would, for me.
Okay.
So dominate costs you what?
1 MP and 1d3 sand.
Okay. You definitely scream. Here's what's going to happen. Spend 9 MP, 10 MP. Okay.
I'm going to take it from...
the Ankh. Sure. Lose 10 points of sanity.
Oh, that's not good.
And everybody within earshot of Miss O'Shea's voice, roll POW. The only person that does not have to roll is Sam.
That is a 52 under 90.
Okay.
Got a 37 out of 50.
I got a 31 under 50. I can't believe I made a power roll.
Fantastic. You made a power roll, Jack.
That is 20 under 55.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making a power roll.
You are.
11 under 65, an extreme success.
Very good. All of our PCs have passed. Miss O'Shea, you scream. And what was the intention behind your scream?
I was going to tell them to drop their weapons, but I was screaming because the doc got shot and I was upset.
Awesome. You scream. The scream ripples out through this room. It smashes plates. It disturbs the silverware. It tips over chairs. It cracks the wall. And all you see from now on, at this point, Miss O'Shea, is a world unlike the one you left. And so you're going to move to indefinite insanity. So what that means is that you've lost so much sanity that you're sort of not completely within your own faculties. You don't have control over them so much anymore, which we'll get a chance to deal with on the next episode of Masks of Nyarlathotep. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've had a wonderful time listening, and we look forward to the next episode next week.